All right, YouTube, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Hope everybody has been having a good couple of past weeks. I've been extremely busy myself. Been, mostly with other things, unfortunately. But been trying to get to play the game as much as I can. Thankfully, there's a 15K coming up this weekend with PPG, Pro Play Games hosting that in Fort Worth. So it'll be really exciting to see how that plays out. Worlds just finished. Hope everybody, if you haven't got to see that yet, take you some time, go watch the Disney World Championship that took place over the course of the past weekend. DKP taking that. It was a really cool event to watch, and it's really cool getting to watch the game expand, right in front of our eyes right now. We have now, they've announced 3 more North American DLCs, and as well as a whole series with Charlie's collectible show now. So it's going to be incredible to watch all this unfold, and I hope to get to join in and be a part of as much of it as possible, and make sure that I really missed out on my opportunities getting to play in a lot of the DLCs and stuff during the first round of events. So I'm really looking forward to making sure I get to hit as much as possible coming up. But without further ado, guys, let's jump into the deck list. Today we're just going to be showing Blurple Burn. So this is a budget build. I really enjoy this deck. I like to build these little budget decks on the side, just with anything spare sitting in my collection. It's just fun. It's what I really enjoy about the game. If you can really make something at least relatively competitive out of basically nothing, and then just try to maybe win a couple locals and build onto the deck from there. So this deck so far, I've only gotten to play it at like 1 or 2 locals. I've gotten to play it, test it out a pretty good bit online, and I've done quite a bit of theory with the deck just in playing real Blurple over the course of time. But I know there's been a few different variations of this deck, but I will say I think I really have found a nice little smooth kind of medium with the deck, and I actually really enjoy playing this deck overall. Finally found a good 2-drop that I like as well. So we'll make this short and sweet for you guys. Jump into it real quick. So start us off playing 4 Royal Guard, and for the rest of your 1-drops, 4 Broom. So these are the 2 character 1-drops that I went with. Just filling in some, filling in at least 8 slots of the deck. Whenever I'm doing some of these budget builds, especially if they're low to the ground, you always want to be in like that 10 to 12 1-drop range. So I am playing Popsicle, of course, as well. It is a Blurple deck. How could you not be playing the Blurple, the best Blurple card, right? So in addition to Popsicle, of course, you're playing Bell. Bell, Popsicle go hand in hand. That just goes without saying. Now, the reason I chose these 2, so Broom I just overall really like stat-wise, and then obviously this one has the ability to draw, so it kind of keeps your game flowing a little bit. On the flip side, I wanted a little bit of variation, so you can play Diablo, you can play Churnabox Followers, but I went with Royal Guard, new card from set 8. Just gives you a little bit of challenging pressure early on in the game, so the way that this deck's built, I feel like this was actually pretty useful, and you draw a pretty good bit of cards, so everything seems it's been pretty good in testing so far. Because this is a burn variation, I'm playing Glean, so I play a 3 Glean package, and I additionally also play the other burn spell as well, Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. So 7 burn spells altogether. 14 lore could possibly be gained just off of these spells alone. This card is a little bit rough sometimes, being uninkable. I think it's just a given of you kind of playing the deck, but you try to work your way around it as much as possible, or work it into your plays as much as possible. For the 2-drops, playing Honey Marin and Duke Weaselton, Duke. So old Duke here, just recently added this into the deck. I was testing Madam M Fox before. I didn't really like it. It didn't fit into the overall build whatsoever. It's nice as maybe like a 1 or a 2 up just for some flexibility plays with some of the 3 and 4 drops. But overall, I was really missing some low to the ground, like actual questing aggro. And this card has been really good in testing so far. So this is the one this is the 2-drop we're rocking with for right now. Of course, we're playing Friends. If you're playing Bell, you got to be playing Friends. And then we're playing a really kind of decently well-rounded out 3-drop package. So this is the first rare so far, I believe. But 2 Madam Mim Fox, I would recommend probably playing a couple of these, or at least, if you have them, play them. This card's really good overall. I don't think you have to play 4 by any means. Realistically, an alternative to this, there's something, you could play Snake. Realistically, you could play Snake just as the 2-cost or just as like a 2-cost variation for the bounce. And there's probably something else I'll think of here in a second, but otherwise, White Rose, 4 Rose and 4 Crab to round out the toolbox for 3 drops. Oh, I'm sorry, forgot the best card. My bad. I'm testing, or I've been testing this 3-drop Maleficent. I've loved it so far. Like I said, guys, this is just a budget deck, so I'm not playing anything really crazy, any high dollar stuff. So yeah, I'm just testing out toolboxes, and I really like this card so far in testing. It's been incredible, especially whenever a lot of your deck is drawing additional cards for you throughout the early turns. This card is an excellent card to kind of regain tempo, and it happens to get its effect whenever it quests, and it quests for 2, which is massive. So additionally, to round out, so I just actually the locals, last locals I played with this, I got 2nd or 3rd, and I ended up pulling this Bambi. So I just been testing it. I didn't actually have one prior, so I just kind of threw it into the deck to fill a hole. You could definitely play like a 4th Maleficent. I don't even know if this card's good. It might not be good at all. So I don't want to bait you into thinking that to play that or anything. Could very well be the worst card in the deck. To finish, to go into the 4 drops, 4 Merlin Goat and 4 Nick Wild, and then I did end up putting genies into the deck last minute. So this may, if this portion right here messes up your budget, the other card that I would recommend going for is possibly probably Wasabi. I really like that card in testing. That's why I was actually playing before this. So Wasabi is just like whenever the card enters play, you banish an item and then gain 1 lore, and then he has evasive on your turn. So I mean, he's just kind of a unique card. I think he only quests for 1, but overall, I ended up going with this. Obviously, Genie is a powerful card. I would say if you guys are not looking to spend a lot of money, this is definitely a great option. If you're going to be playing the game for a while, there's nothing wrong with investing in some genies. I think they're probably like $7 to $10 still or whatever. So there may be kind of this is like a $30 threshold or $40 threshold to make it into the game, or make this deck into a slightly more competitive deck. Other things that I would possibly add to the deck, if you do have the money and you're looking to just make it as competitive as possible. I've debated on Tamatoa a little bit. I think it may be a little bit too high cost. I have liked the 1-drop Maleficent in the past, just if you're really trying to go down the full aggro path. But I feel like this deck so far has met a pretty good medium of having a good ability to challenge your opponent's stuff, a good ability to keep up tempo, and then also a great ability to be able to finish off games. So with all that being said, guys, just a fun deck for you guys to enjoy. Build it at home. Enjoy it with your family or friends or whatever the case may be. Other than that, guys, have a good one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.